Hello and welcome to Aztecs All In, the podcast that goes all in on San Diego State sports, Mountain West Conference Play Kickoff Edition. I'm Louis Weiner along with Steve Perez, two Aztec alums who probably spend way too much time following SDSU sports. Hello, Steve.
Hello, Louis. I'm just here to give you the chef's kiss of perfection. That's in scare quotes, of course. And here it is. Mwah! If you can't see this, I'm doing that chef's kiss with my fingers wrong.
Mwah! Right back at you, I guess. Coming up in this edition of Aztecs All In, the men's basketball team is perfect after its first two conference games with home wins over Fresno State and UNLV, and get set to hit the road. Coach Brian Dutcher talks about the challenges of playing Mountain West games on the road.
And we introduce a new feature to Aztecs All In, the one-liner of the week. This one comes courtesy of Justin Hutson, the former longtime Aztec assistant coach, Fresno State head hoops coach. At least he was last time I checked.
And I'll tell you about the Aztec team that has a winning streak that now stretches nearly 6 years. But first, the Aztecs took advantage of some home cooking to get off to a stellar start to conference play. They are 2-0 in the Mountain West after knocking off both Fresno State and UNLV at Viejas Arena in front of packed crowds, and they're now 13-2 on the season. Road games are extremely tough in the Mountain West, as we'll hear Brian Dutcher explain a bit later. So for the Aztecs to win their first two conference games at home is huge. Wednesday night, the Aztecs crushed Fresno State, winning by 27, and we'll talk more about that game in a bit. But Saturday afternoon, in front of a national television audience on CBS, the Aztecs led wire to wire, defeating the running Rebels of UNLV 72-61. This game couldn't have started off better for the Aztecs, who were ahead 15-3 at the first media break with just under 16 minutes left in the first half, and the crowd was going crazy. Jaedon LeDee started off on fire, scoring 7 points in that stretch. He finished the game with 20 points on 8 of 14 shooting, despite often being double-teamed under the basket. LeDee is so tough to guard that UNLV often put its biggest guy on him, and I mean big. Rob Whaley Jr. is 6'7" and 260 pounds, so it wasn't easy at all for LeDee, who also managed to pull down 11 rebounds. The Aztecs led by as many as 16 in the first half, but turnovers kept them from building that lead even bigger, turning the ball over 11 times. The Aztecs ended the game with 17 turnovers, which led to 19 UNLV points. In the second half, the Rebels got within 6 with 13:53 left in the game when a Luis Rodriguez three-pointer made it 43-38. But the Aztecs were always able to answer back and even survive when LeDee left the game in the second half after picking up his third foul. And he did not want to come out of the game. From the stands, I could see LeDee pleading with Dutcher to stay in the game. And after the game, I asked LeDee about it, and he said he was just, quote, in the moment and passionate about the game, unquote, and didn't agree with a few of the earlier foul calls on him, but that coach always knows best. After the game, Coach Dutcher talked about the challenge LeDee faced in this game when he was often covered by multiple defenders.
Jaedon is a physical presence, and like I said, he walks the line like all good players. They're starting to just go send two defenders at him every time. And that can be frustrating, that you're going to have to be a great playmaker now, Jaedon, because nobody really scores against two defenders. They don't do it in the NBA with the greatest players in the world. And so Jaden's got to find a way to get his teammates open three-point shots when they double them, and that way they'll be afraid to double because they don't want to give up give up threes when they could give up tough twos. And so Jaden's going to walk that line all year as our best player as to how to play when he's facing multiple defenders. When he put it on the floor, they just sent a second defender on the dribble. That's the one he's got to be able to pick it up and kick it out and make threes. Jaden's a gifted passer, so he's just got to play a little bit more like that, where he's finding his teammates, and we got to find a way to create space for him to attack where there's no help. They come both ways. I mean, they come on the catch or they come on the dribble, and he's going to see every double imaginable, which he probably already seen them all, but he'll see more. They're going to find ways to try to keep him from impacting the game, but like you said, there's no double for an offensive rebound. You just grab it and you go right back up with it. And so he finds ways to put it in the basket.
The Aztecs are tough to play, and that's because they play tough. Case in point, according to the UT's Mark Ziegler, on one play, the ball bounced off the back rim into the lane, and LeDee charged through two UNLV players to grab it and score. According to Ziegler, he writes that Rebels head coach Kevin Kruger then turned to his assistants and screamed, quote, "They are so much tougher than us," unquote. Well, it will get a lot tougher for the Aztecs when they hit the road this week, and it's never easy in the Mountain West, and it's something I asked Coach Brian Dutcher about after the game. Coach, you talk about going on the road. How difficult is it to go on the road in the Mountain West Conference? You got a night game this week and then a 10 a.m. West Coast start on Saturday, 1 o'clock today. How difficult is it to get the team going here?
Obviously, this league is hard. It's going to be hard all year. And so you better have the right mentality to go on the road if you're going to win in this league. And San Jose, they won't have a great crowd, but they basically led the first two Mountain West games they played for basically 3/4 of each game and just couldn't find a way to get over the hump. So we got to make sure we're not that team that they find a way to play 40 against. So we have to play well to win there. And then obviously we go to the pit. We know what that is. That's the home court advantage everybody wants too. I can't hardly coach the team there. It's so loud. And they're so behind their team. So this is a really hard league to win on the road in.
So, Steve, a great start to the conference season for the Aztecs is never a bad thing, but we both know the road will be a challenge.
Louis, this opening stretch was a series the Aztecs were favored to win, and they did so in impressive fashion. Good for first place in the Mountain West in the early going, 2-0, 13-2 overall. Now this coming week, the road beckons. The environments become more hostile. Spartans and that bread-packing duck in San Jose on Tuesday, then on to Albuquerque and the Pit to face the Lobos, who stumbled on the road Tuesday against number 13 Colorado State. For the Aztecs, it's a good sign. 2 players injured in that game against Fresno State got back out on the court in supporting roles against UNLV. Reese Waters, Miles Bird both logged minutes, 22 and 15 respectively. The Waters injury gave Aztecs guard Darion Trammell a chance to start, and he scored 10 for the Aztecs. Trammell's been coming in off the bench most games this season. That's a big change from last season. But he says he, like everyone else on the team, is coached to stay ready, give what the team needs when it needs it, protect the home court, and oh yeah, play defense, defense, defense. In this compilation of post-game comments, he addresses all that, including how he learned about the starting assignment.
I didn't know really until a little bit into warm-ups, but I knew Reese was kind of banged up and it was kind of questionable for him. So, I was prepared for it. I feel like it doesn't change who I am. I have to go out there and be myself, whether starting or not, and just give the team my best effort. During the injuries, I wasn't able to really work out. It was kind of just practice, rehab, and home. I feel like I'm starting to get a rhythm back into my workout routine. So it's all about just getting back to that and getting back to myself and just staying confident through it all. I think we have a lot more offensive firepower this year. We got a lot of new guys as well, so the defense is kind of something that we always have to work on, whereas last year we had guys who were in the program for 4, 5, 6 years, and so it's up to the guys who have been here to relay that message that defense is going to carry us to the next level and then show or continue for us to keep being the top dogs in this league.
A big example during the UNLV game of Trammell's defense came with the Aztecs nursing a 10-point lead just under 5 minutes left to go. Rebels looking to close the gap, but instead, Trammell intercepts the pass, takes it back the other way. He closes the deal with a Euro step, a made bucket, a drawn foul. He makes the free throw, 3-point play. Aztecs lead by 13, and they go on to hold him off. Jaedon LeDee came up with his 7th double-double of the season, 20 points, 11 rebounds, 3 steals of his own. I don't know about you, but if I'm on the opposing team and I'm looking at number 13 in an Aztecs uniform, he's all worked up, chewing on that mouth guard of his and handling the ball at any point on the court, I'm praying. Because otherwise, he's looking unstoppable.
At this level, everybody can shoot, everybody got skill, everybody, game plans, right? But, it's about who won it the most, who's willing to go out there and do what it takes. And I think that's what, our identity is, whether it be last year's team, this year's team, it don't matter what team it is, we're going to be tough and we'll compete.
So Tuesday's San Jose State game, a chance for Darion Trammell to get his Bay Area family down to see him play in person. Spartans, we hear, had Boise State on the ropes for 30-plus minutes before the Broncos completed a comeback. No rest for the Aztecs this week. 2 days to prepare for San Jose, and 3 days to do some homework on the Lobos. With losses by teams ahead in the AP poll, the Aztecs should go into Tuesday's game with a national ranking, but the players say it doesn't mean that much to them. Every opponent is giving them their best shot. While polls are nice for recognition, it's the dang metrics, Louis, your beloved net, your KenPom, your quadrants, that have become increasingly important and will remain important as the season wears on.
That's right, Steve. It appears the battle for the Mountain West crown will be as competitive as ever. And all you have to do is look at the NCAA's net rankings to see that. 5 Mountain West teams are ranked among the top 35. SDSU, Colorado State, Utah State, Nevada, and New Mexico. And those same teams are ranked among the top 40 in the KenPom rankings. Of course, it's way too early to know how many Mountain West teams will end up in the NCAA tournament, but according to Bracket Matrix, which is a site that takes all the bracket prediction sites and averages them out, all 5 of those teams would make the tournament as of today. Now, that means very little to Coach Brian Dutcher, who got a bit sarcastic when I asked him about it. Coach, some of the brackets have 5 Mountain West teams in the tournament if it was today. Usually 1, 2, 3 really good teams. How does it feel, and from a standpoint of being a coach, that the Mountain West has delegated itself to this point and the challenges you guys face?
Well, if we got 5 teams in the bracket today, let's cancel the season and play the tournament. So, yeah, there's a lot of basketball left, and so I think we know how dynamic that is. You lose one game and it's panic mode and we've fallen out of the bracket, or you win one and we're back in. And so we know the fans and the media love covering the bracket, but we're just trying to get better every day so we have a chance to be in that bracket at the end of the year.
Okay, Coach, I get it. Let the schedule play out and we'll see how it all ends up. If the Aztecs play anything like they did in their conference opener against Fresno State, then Aztec fans will be thrilled. The home team crushed the Bulldogs 74-47 Wednesday night in a game that was never in doubt. The only concern Aztecs fans had to deal with were injuries to Reese Waters and Miles Bird within 4 minutes of each other in the first half. Waters with a bad ankle and Bird with turf toe. But they were both back on the court for the UNLV game. Against Fresno, the Aztecs shot 52% on the night, despite hitting just 5 of 22 shots from the three-point line. Games against Fresno State are usually defensive struggles, probably because Fresno coach Justin Hutson used to coach the defense on the Aztec staff, and he knows the team well. You may recall last year, the Aztecs beat Fresno State 45-43. In this one, Jaedon LeDee led all scorers with 21 points. Micah Parrish and Lamont Butler added 11 each. You'd think a 27-point win would be stress-free for Coach Brian Dutcher, but not so, especially with 47 seconds left in the first half when the officials failed to call or review an apparent shot clock violation against Fresno, after which the Bulldogs got an offensive rebound and Jalen Weaver hit a 3. Dutcher could be heard screaming at the official, "How did you not see that?" And he continued at the official for a while, and after the game, Dutcher explained the reasons behind it.
Obviously, I'm trying to talk to the officials constantly, and it's a hard game to officiate, and this is a good crew. But, like any other coach in the country, I'm trying to work them for a future call, and, they did a good job, and I'm just working the officials, and I tell the guys at halftime, don't get caught up with me talking to the officials. They're doing a great job, but I'm trying to work for a call down the road. Later in the game, maybe I'll get one. Maybe I won't. But I'm not animated at the team. I just expect them to play at a high level no matter what the circumstance.
So, Steve, an easy win over Fresno and our old friend Justin Hutson, who still has an SDSU connection since he's happily married to Aztecs women's head coach Stacey Terry Hutson. But his relationship with Fresno State fan Steve, well, apparently that could be better, huh?
So, in the Central Valley, at least as far as we care to venture via the interwebs, Louis, there is a certain dissatisfaction with the recent performance of the Fresno State Bulldogs basketball team. A web chat room of anonymous posters, which I always love, of course. Anyways, these anonymous posters panned their performance against the Aztecs and that of their head coach. Well, it's not like you can blame them. They could muster only 47 points against the Aztecs while giving up 74 en route to the season-opening loss. But one factor was the ailing big man, 6'11" Eduardo Andre. The Fox Sports 1 team repeatedly mentioned his battling through an illness during the game. They called him being under the weather. But Louis, the man's 6'11" tall. The weather should be under him, am I right? Andre's season average is 8 points, 6 rebounds a game. But against the Aztecs, he turned in 3 points, 1 rebound. So, poquito. Speaking of one-liners, here's Hut after the game talking about the performance of the entire team at Viejas. In a moment with the Bulldog Sports Network team, courtesy Learfield's varsity streaming platform.
I mean, they played good defense, and we helped them. You know, if you go back and look, and I think we got to be able to play in front of a crowd, man. You know, we got new guys. You got to be able to play in front of a crowd. The ball stays on one side of the floor. You drive in there. If the first shot's not open, you kind of just toss it up there. And then you've seen this movie before. And then you settle down in the second half when your butt is already kicked and you change it from side to side and you get good shots. Now, if you miss them, okay. Their defense was so good, we missed free throws. We were 5 for 15 from the line. So we can't even make a free throw.
Yeah, 5 of 11 from the line. Man, I want to tell you, the Aztecs defense is tough. Real tough.
How tough are they?
The Aztecs defense is so tough, the Bulldogs couldn't even make a free throw. But seriously, folks, there does seem to be a certain segment in the Central Valley that has no sense of humor. Some corners calling for Hut's head over their so-so season thus far. He's in the final year of a 5-year deal. No sense of humor. Come on, dogs. I mean, you live around the Fresno area, and you have no sense of humor? Come on. Hut can recruit with the best of them. He is credited with the development of Orlando Robinson, of course. Logging time now for the Miami Heat. All right, now time to lay off the Bulldogs, at least until the Aztecs face them again at the Save Mart Center in Fresno on a Saturday, February 24th. Back to the Aztecs, meeting up with the San Diego media before the UNLV game, Lamont Butler, Micah Parrish, said the focus going forward is being and staying aggressive.
Just got to play with my instincts. I know the right reads to make. I know what passes to make. Just trying to, do that consistently and, just being aggressive, trying to, get to the rim and get to the paint and, create for myself or others.
I know me and Reese, we talk a lot to each other about us being aggressive. Even during the game, we taking turns for plays and sending plays. If Reese got it going, like last game, Gonzaga, he got all the plays. If I got it going a little bit, I get some of the plays. And we just know that Lamont and Darion, they going to chip in and find us when we're hot and find Jaedon when we're hot, and then they're going to make be the floor general we need, both of them. So, I mean, it's a whole team effort, knowing we got 2 great wings and a great big, and Jaedon and Elijah is pretty good too. So with Lamont and Darion finding all of us and even finding their own game, we can be really dangerous.
Steve, the Aztecs are having to deal with some different types of tip-off times. 1 o'clock on Saturday against UNLV. They're on the road Tuesday, 8 p.m. at San Jose State. Grab your Wheaties next Saturday morning because, yes, the Aztecs tip off at 10 a.m. Pacific time for another CBS nationally televised game. Before we go, Steve, I can't let this episode end without mentioning an incredible streak by the San Diego State swim and dive program. This week, the Aztecs posted a pair of victories over Cal State East Bay and Concordia University Irvine in a double dual meet at Aztec Aquaplex. But listen to this. With those victories, SDSU extends its winning streak now to 58 consecutive dual meets. That's 3 days shy of its last defeat, which came on January 8th, 2018, nearly 6 years ago. That is amazing. The Aztecs moved to 8-0 on the season in dual meet competition. Steve, send us off.
And that's a wrap on this edition of Aztecs All In. Well, thank you. Well, thank you very much for doing the old download. That's all right, Mama. If you want to follow us on the X at Aztecs_all_in and send us some hate mail from the Heartbreak Hotel at aztecsallin@gmail.com. Just don't be cruel. Until next time, Steve Perez for Louis Weiner saying, time now to go our separate ways.